Hey guys, it's Steph. I'm not going to do too much of a deep dive on this because this was pretty much predictable. Okay. There's reports that Paul George is going to be traded this summer. Whoop-de-doo, right? Come on now. Like this is the only answer that could happen for the 76ers, or at least one of the solutions into to saving their future going forward, and trying to get some draft picks back, right? This is coming from Amico Hoops. Okay, then Amico Hoops is referencing a Hoops Wire about this, right? So this is I guess Insider, and then I guess Ashish Martha. Okay, so these are coming from guys that are plugged in to the 76ers. Okay, so this is where it's coming from. No surprise. Okay, I'm not gonna go into this. It's just pretty much saying like, look, well, they did say the Warriors are interested and the Atlanta Hawks. So there's still a Paul George market. But the question is how far has Paul George regressed though, right? Is he's going through injuries. He's already talking about what he's contemplating, what type of surgery for his groin, all this other stuff, man. He's done. He's done. He couldn't make it work in Philly. He's washed. You know what I'm saying? And the Sixers, if they're not able to find a trade partner, are gonna have to eat that money. Okay. Now, I find it interesting that there's still a strong market. Golden State Warriors, would he fit in Golden State? Who would Golden State trade for? Would you trade so many young pieces in Kuminga and stuff like that? To the Sixers, right? Anybody who trades for Paul George can be a big fool, right? If you're trading for Paul George, a max guy who is getting number one money, getting number two money, but he's going to be a number three option. All right. Now, if he goes to Atlanta with Trae Young, he'll clearly be the number two. Could that duo work at Paul George being 35 years old? I don't know, right? I don't think so. I think we've seen the best of Paul George. Now, could he shock the world and wherever he goes next season? Or if he stays in Philly, could he turn around dramatically? I don't know, right? Very, very rare for a player at his age who we knew of what he was in the past, and now going forward, we see what he's done this season. So the future is telling me that this is the best version of Paul George we're gonna get. Coming off of whatever injury and surgeries that he's gonna need to get right. Okay. Paul George's game, it's an ISO game. Okay. Not the best defender as he used to be. Okay. And clearly he didn't put a lot of good tape this season. Okay. And to the point where he has to shut down his podcast. Or at least he doesn't have to be on the pod. I don't know if he shut it down or he's just not going to be on there anymore, and say that he can focus on trying to win a championship. What? Championship Philly, that's nice. That's admirable for him to say. But their future of winning a championship is going to be without you. But I don't see the Sixers winning a championship at all. Look, the Sixers have to do a fire sale, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just because this is the process, right? You've done all this to end up with Paul George only beating Tyrese Maxey, all right? And Tyrese Maxey was a gift that you were able to get in the draft, okay? And he panned out better than, of course, you guys expected. So, look, Tyrese Maxey if Tyrese Maxey would become available or at least like floating around and being tradable, that would be a very, very hot commodity. Very, yes. Teams will move a lot to get Tyrese Maxey. But that's all you got for the Sixers. You can't trade away your only valuable asset. You can't, unless you want to do a complete deconstruction. That means you got to trade everybody. You got to trade Joel Embiid on his. We don't know if Joel Embiid got surgery yet. We don't know anything about that. Paul George talking about getting surgery. Okay. They're just shutting it down in Philly at this point. You either got to blow it all up, or if I'm Tyrese Maxey, I want out of here. But for Paul George to be rumored to be traded, that's not really. That wouldn't shock anybody. That's not really breaking news. Okay, but what it is that is just the sad reality of just how bad the Sixers have ran their front office. And you know what? I was high. I got fooled with Paul George. Paul George is one of those guys that will trick you into thinking that, oh man, he could be a good missing piece for a team. and it never pans out. Name me since Indiana, right? When has it truly panned out outside that 1 year in the Clippers in 2021 when they made it to the Western Conference Finals? When has it truly panned out since Paul George has left, right? I'll wait for you guys to respond in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.